Welcome to the weekly Forex forecast for the 2nd of September. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Congratulations, members, on the US Canadian. Nice 262 pips. Congratulations, members, on the Aussie New Zealand. A nice 200 or 300 pips there. Euro New Zealand, congratulations, 200 or 300 pips there. Heading for 174. I'll do the full analysis in the next few minutes. Pound Aussie, not going anywhere at the moment, pretty flat. Euro Aussie is a better trade, and 200 or 300 pips there, heading for 159.14. I'll keep you up to date with things as they go on. Some lovely setups. Let's go into the markets. The first thing we're going to deal with today is the DXY, of course. Then we're going to go into the yen futures. Then we go into the Swiss franc futures, and we'll be picking out our favourite trades for the coming week. Don't forget, it's non-farm payroll week, so get ready for that. That's going to be a lot of fun on Friday at 1:30 GMT. The DXY has been weak, and it's been weak since the 11th of July. And continued downward. As long as it remains below the blue line, then of course this is acting as resistance. Equally, there's a previous low from many months ago which is acting as resistance, so I do expect the price to come up into this area, and if it fails to go any higher than this, we do expect the price to come back down to 99.74. In terms of the yen futures contracts, this is very mixed, and so therefore the yen pairs will be very mixed. That's the way it is. But I will be doing the analysis on the euro yen and the pound yen just to help you out and to get you on the right side of the track for next week. Now for me, I do need to see a parabolic trend in the yen futures like this. If you can see that there, I want to see a big, fat, beautiful buy signal above the blue line, which indicates to me that there's strength in the yen futures, and I want to see that all the buyers are in on the software as well. So once I've got that, then I know that, for instance, all the yens will be going down. I know that while this is going on and the price is within this range, this triangle formation, then I think that the price obviously is going nowhere for any of the yens. That's how it works. If we get a break to the downside, then I'll be targeting 62.50. If we get a break to the upside, I'll be targeting 72.30. But while it's consolidating at the moment, we won't be trading any yens. But as I said, I will be doing the euro yen and the pound yen just as something to help you along. Swiss franc futures, in a similar vein, we use the Swiss franc futures to dictate to us which direction the Swiss pair currencies are going. So we can see we had a lovely bounce off this support area on the daily chart and into a wave 4. The wave 4 is the most powerful, and it's not really exhausted. The wave 5 is an exhaustion phase. It's not started really, and it's above the blue line, so we do expect the price to move up further in the next week. So this could turn out to be some of our best trades. So while this is strong, we will be looking to short all the Swiss pairs this week. So to the indices, there's really not much going on in terms of the indices. There's been a bit of bullish behavior, but I'm not convinced of it, to be honest, and I think the world is a little bit nervous. So I think here with the S&P 500, we can see that it's in a wave 5 exhaustion phase with a double top into supply area. This indicates that there could be a move down to 5,150 this week. Going to cover gold. Everything else seems to be a mix. Well, gold is mixed as well, but I want to talk about gold. We've had a bit of a rally since 13th of August, but it's gone pretty much sideways in the last week or 2 weeks or so, and not doing much at all. So we do need to see some kind of confirmation. It's not parabolic anymore, and so therefore it's not tradable in its normal self. What I would suggest is going to the gold software, the gold on steroid software, which indicates divergence and buy signals and sell signals and outside bars. Once you've got this software, it's perfect for ranging actually, which we're seeing. As we can see here, it's been ranging for a week or two, and it's giving you plenty of opportunities to come in. So it looks like there's going to be a buying opportunity on Monday. So while it's mixed on the long term, a couple of things we do need to see before we get clarification. Need to see the price move out from that area or to move down from that area. once we get that. Now, if the Middle East unfortunately kicks off, then we are going to see a strong rally in gold. Be ready for that up to 26, something like that. However, if it all settles down, hopefully it will, we're probably going to see a breakdown and a push back down to 24.35. Might not happen this week, but nonetheless, that's the situation for gold. On to US Canadian. This is parabolic to the downside. This can be easily seen from the software. All the sellers are still in, and this is in an exhaustion phase, phase 5, and lovely big fat sell signal on the daily chart on the 9th of August. And we've been short ever since, and I've just pulled out the plug on this because 262 pips is very nice. And we are seeing some kind of pullback on the DXY, which could mean that the price has to come back up to 135.86. If it does that, then there could be a further move down if the DXY weakens this week. So any move up to this area, and I'll mark that and put an alert on that. So I'll put a sell, and I'll be looking at that option to once it comes up to this 135.80-ish. And then my targets for this week are 133.91 and then on to 132.08. Now we do need to see the DXY weaken if that is to occur. Euro Aussie to the downside. I do expect further downside momentum to 159.14. That's the target for this week. As we can see, we go closer to the market and see what's going on here. Let's get rid of that for the moment, but we can see that there is interesting areas on the lower time frame. Lovely big fat sell signal, sell signal, sell signal, and the price is remaining weak. So 159.14 is the target. Any kind of pullback into this area or this area, we're likely to see a fall off. So if you're not in it already, then it's a good idea to have a look at those areas. And for VIP members, I'll let you know when it hits those areas and when it is a sell if you are in the signal room. Similar situation for the pound Aussie, not quite as good as previously mentioned this week, but looks like it's starting to come into its own now. As we can see, it's in a wave 5 scenario, exhaustion phase, and then moving into an A, and then a B, and then a C pattern, which is rather nice. So once we get that situation, we are looking for sells, and our first target is 189.80 and onward to 185.69. So a good trade there. Best thing to do is to dial into the chart, see what's going on when it's live. It's obviously not live now. And you can see the areas of interest. The supply zone is up here. So we do expect the price to possibly come up to this area before it goes down to here and beyond. So target for this week is 189.59. Euro New Zealand, continued downside is probable. So these are my favorite trades, the ones that are trending, and best to get into the ones that are trending because they have the strongest trends and the strongest possibility of a nice position. So once we get the week, once we get the sell signal, we're looking for sales below the blue line. Very straightforward, very simple. Keep it simple, guys. Simpler the better. Once the sellers come in, just sell it. And then if you want to go to the lower time frame or the 4 hour, just dial in, and then you can see the sell signal on the 4 hour, and the price heads towards target 174.59. Currently 490 pips up so far. So any kind of pullback into this area or this area is going to give you an opportunity to come into the trade if you're not in it already, and I will highlight the moments to get in. Aussie New Zealand to the downside, as you can see, lovely big fat sell signal here, pullback, and no wave sequence, but that's okay. So once we've got that target, it's 107.46 this week. So let's move that down there. It's hitting quite a strong support line at the moment, but we're in profit. We've got a zero risk going now. So we just move our stop each day. If you don't know that, we just move our stop each day to lock in profits. And heading for 107.46. Any kind of pullback, this looks like it's not going anyway but down. So any kind of pullback this week, sell Aussie, New Zealand. Now the Swiss pairs, let's flick through those for you. The Swiss pairs, let's go through them. Not doing anything because the Swiss franc futures are not sure where they're going. And that happens a lot. If you don't have correlation in terms of the futures contracts, i.e. yen or Swiss franc, then you won't have a decent trade. Let me cover Euro Yen for you. Now Euro Yen has been selling off since the 12th of July, some time, and bounced off this resistance area and gone down. There is a previous low, which is a support area. However, I think this is going down further. We can see an exhaustion phase, which is the wave 5. Get my drawing tools going. Wave 5, and then into an A, a bit B, and then C. So that's how it works. And our first target is 153.80. And then down to 146.79, and then down to 138.07. Now, what has to happen? Of course, we have to see the yen futures start making a bullish momentum for this to go down. Just reminding you, we do have that scenario. However, it is in a triangle formation. So once the yen futures kicks out of that area, then the first thing we'll be doing is selling the euro yen. Just show you the pound yen, which is slightly different. And it really shows you how fantastic these charts are in terms of confusion, if you like, because the the euro yen is saying sell potentially, and the pound yen is saying potentially a buy. So if the yen futures contracts go down, then the pound yen will go up. That's how it works. However, we do have a wave 4 scenario, and this really confirms that the charts are correct in that there's a contrast between the euro yen and the pound yen. If they were all parabolic, then there'd be one direction like this. So what we're looking at here is a wave 4 scenario, the strongest of the continuation trends, into a wave 5 up to 218.10. Possibly this week, but as you can see, there's a big resistance line here which it's sitting on, so it's not really sure which way to go. So what I'm saying is that whilst the yen futures is not sure which way to go, if the yen futures takes off and starts to move up, or move down in this instance, if the yen futures moves down and weakens, then this will go up. All right, so your target for this week, if that happens, is 206.63. So just a reminder that the dollar is mixed. So all the dollar pairs won't be tradable except the US Canadian, because that's probably the favorite trade. We're making money on it anyway. The next favorite trade is the Euro Aussie to the downside, Pound Aussie to the downside, Euro New Zealand to the downside, Aussie New Zealand to the downside, and then Euro Yen to the downside if the yen futures go strong, Pound Yen to the upside if the yen futures goes weak. Hopefully that makes sense. So correlation is really important. Once you've got that in a parabolic trend, then you are off to the races. Congratulations, members, on the profits this week. A fantastic week. And gold's made hundreds and hundreds of pips. And I think we made way over 600 pips on the currencies despite mixed markets.